Herbal supplements have been used for centuries to prevent and treat illnesses, but not all of these products are safe or even effective. For a closer look, we're joined by Dan Hurley, author of Natural Causes: Death, Lies, and Politics in America's Vitamin and Herbal Supplement Industry. Dan, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I think with that book title, we can assume you have not written a Valentine to the vitamin and supplement industry.
I think I've become public enemy number one to them. They've developed something of a campaign against the book and are accusing me of distorting the facts. Apparently, if you investigate the kooks, they call you a kook.
Well, let's take one of the words in your title, lies. What were some of the big lies that you were exposing in your book?
Well, the main lie is that because these things are, first of all, natural, they're not all natural. Many of these are developed with the same processes that drugs are made. Many of them have been found to contain prescription drugs in them. This is routinely reported over and over again. And that they are safe and natural just because they are. Just because they're supposedly natural, then they are supposedly safe. This is nonsense. You can find poisons in everyday herbs all over, in every backyard. And many of the things that have been sold are known to be dangerous. Major groups like Consumer Reports have repeatedly warned people that these products are not what they're advertised to be.
Dan, when we're talking about the safety problems, is it usually a case of overdosing, that people get sick because they're taking too much or more than what's recommended, or is it just that they're safe no matter how unsafe no matter how you take them?
Well, the overdosing is a problem. Poison centers over the past 23 years have received 1.6 million telephone calls from consumers worried that they either took too much or that they were having some reaction. Those have been associated with about 250,000 hospitalizations. So, you definitely have to be careful with them. But there are people, I've met ladies who followed, and men who have followed directions to a T, and one lady had her nose by a product called Bloodroot that she put on her nose. It was literally burned off. And another woman took an herbal remedy prescribed by a naturopath and ended up with kidney failure.
When there are problems like this, and those are really serious problems, and those adverse reactions, and I assume even deaths, who gets that information? Who regulates this? Does FDA get these adverse reaction reportings?
The problem has been that there have been no requirements for these companies to report any adverse reactions to the FDA or to anyone else. And companies have been shown to have withheld the data and lied about the data. There was a law passed, and President Bush signed it into law on December 26, that will, within a year, require companies to begin reporting what they call serious adverse reactions. But I'm very concerned about many of these companies that are fly-by-night companies. Many of them some of them have been run by ex-cons, and they have a long history of not following the rules. And I am not confident that these funky companies are all going to follow these new rules.
Dan, of course the critics respond to all of this by saying, why are you picking on the vitamin and supplement industry when big pharmaceutical companies are guilty of the same things?
There's no question. Listen, I've been a health reporter for over 15 years. We all know that drug companies, left to their own devices, will go overboard, will try to sweep under the rug the reports of adverse reactions. Certainly more people get harmed by serious drug problems simply because more people are taking these and in greater numbers, and they are quite, can be quite potent. But that does not relieve. The fact that the drug industry has problems does not mean that another industry should have no regulations, be required to show no proof.
Thank you very much, Dan. Unfortunately, we're running out of time.
Absolutely.
I know that for people who want to get more information, they should check out your book. And we thank you for joining us, and we hope you found this edition of Healthy Life informative.